All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the men who taught me this truth. I would like to say shalom to Yahakim and Fuakwath, you men, women, and little ones that believe on the words of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. It's your brother Michael Allah, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemal Washai, Lord willing to edify. And the title of this lesson is simply Evils Upon the Wicked. And as we were going into, Saturday's camp, we were going into, the judgments of the Lord, man. And we're seeing a lot of, judgment go forth, and it's only going to intensify. Think not that the Lord is going to calm down. Think not that the Lord, is basically something to play with, man. You see, because the Lord ain't nothing to play with. See, all you people, you Americans, you have the wrong perception of the God of the Bible. You think that he's just one emotion, geared towards one emotion. You think he just something to play with, like a nigga like Boosie, man. Like we were just talking about that whole ass nigga Sunday, man. It made the Lord kill Boosie, man. Real shit. Cause, some years back, and I did a video on it. This dude Boosie stuck his middle finger up at the Lord over some fucking pork, man. And niggas like that, is the face of the 2/3, so to speak. He's the face of 2/3, and the Lord's gonna judge that dude in a horrific way. The Lord's gonna destroy that dude. You see. And all of you jakes out there that got that same mindset as Boosie, those same actions as Boosie, the Lord's gonna kill you, man. But this from WBZ News, and it says wild pack of 25 Great Danes mauls California woman to death, man. It says a woman was mauled to death by a pack of wild dogs while hiking a popular nature trail. Authorities found the body of the 56-year-old woman. Well, so like it found the body of the 65-year-old. Her body was covered in bite marks, which authorities determined were to be from a pack of 25 wild Great Danes that have been terrorizing residents of Feather Falls for the past 2 years. You see, so remember, the Lord is, belongs to issues of death. So this didn't escape the eyes of Yahweh Shemal Washai. This ain't escaped the Lord's eyes not one bit. And there's more judgment where that came from, But this Proverbs 16 and verse 4, it says, the Lord, Yahweh Shemal Washai, have made all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil, you see? So the Lord made all things for himself. And seeing judgments like this go forth, remember the Lord created this, he created this scenario for himself, you see? And as we're going to read in this Sirach, that appeased the wrath of the Lord. That appeased the Lord, man. The Lord got off on that, for the lack of better words. He got off on that judgment. Them $25 tearing her ass up, that 56-year-old woman. You see? So it says the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, have made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So the wicked starting with Esau, Edom, but also 2/3 have been reserved for a specific day to be judged. Or, whether this California woman, the Lord had her created for this very moment just to be mauled by 25 Great Danes, man. It says, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Yahweh Shema Shai, though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. You see? Now, of course, that's going into Esau, Edom. But guess who's likened unto this devil? Jake, man. You join hand in hand with this dude, man. That's why you're going to get the same judgment that he's going to get. But the fact that his ass ain't going to go unpunished, what makes you think you Jakes are going to go unpunished, man? Seeing you siding with the enemy, man. Let's go here. I got one more clip.
Story here, we're hearing from the family of a 17-year-old Inland Empire girl who was viciously attacked by a pack of dogs near her own home.
More than a dozen dogs have already been rounded up, but as Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan explains, neighbors still fear for their safety.
And I see these wounds everywhere. I thought they ripped her arms off. That's what it looked like.
Maria Espetia is talking about her 17-year-old daughter, Tracy, finally out of the hospital more than 3 weeks after being attacked by a large group of dogs not far from her home in Newberry Springs.
I thought she was going to be fine because she walks to her bus stop every morning, so I would have never thought that anything would happen to her.
It happened on July 17th on a dirt road between their home and a local park where Tracy was going when the dogs attacked. A neighbor, hearing Tracy's cries for help, called 911. By the time Maria got to the scene, she says her daughter was unrecognizable.
I didn't know who she was. She was so dirty, covered in dirt, so I didn't recognize my daughter. I recognized her bra. That's what I recognized. And I got close to her, and she's like, "Mom, am I still pretty?" I told her, "Yes, of course, you're beautiful."
She has over 100 dog bites. I mean, they bit every part of her body you could literally think of, except for her ankles.
Tracy's stepdad, Carlos, showing us where it happened. This was her water bottle from that morning. This is her sweater.
What's going through my mind was the worst, It was not one dog or two dogs, it was a lot.
A total of 16 dogs were seized by animal control from a neighbor. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department saying the animals were not fenced nor leashed. The family took this video of one of the dogs shortly after the attack, but others around town are worried about the number of wild dogs that roam free.
We have been in situations.
Yeah, and that's just straight up judgment, man. So the Lord had this 17-year-old Northern Kingdom mauled, you know what I mean? Now, she didn't die, but guess what? That's still judgment, man. And whatever the hell she did in her past life, this 56-year-old woman, as well as this 17-year-old woman, whatever the hell they did in their past life, they heavily offended, man. But let's get into the scriptures. This second Chronicles 36 and verse 15. It says, "And the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, power of their fathers, sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place." And this is why the prophets were sent out to you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, because that's the Lord basically showing you his mercy. You see? It says, "But they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets, until the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai arose against his people, till there was no remedy." You see? So it's all fun and games to you Jakes out there until the lights go out. It's all fun and games until, you know, how we was going into at camp Saturday. The Lord had all these, you know, animals that you never even seen before. You didn't even know these animals existed. Start coming into your areas. You know, I know down in my neck of the woods, down here, it's a lot of black bears activity around here. You know, you're beginning to see more black bear sightings, you know, mountain lions. I mean, not mountain lions, coyotes, that's what it was. Coyotes. So on and so forth, man. You know? But just wait when the Lord really, you know, open up, you know, his power unto you people where you can see it. Hell, the Lord gonna be teleporting animals to you niggas, man. Lord gonna be it might be a lion get teleported, you know, to you people, man. You know? Hey, I seen a video earlier. I think it was a Black Panther, if I ain't mistaken, unlocked proceed to be Edomite, you know, the damn Black Panther unlocked her door. Literally. Hell, I seen another one where it was 2 lions. This nigga was walking through his house, and the Lord had 2 lions, one at the top of the steps and one at the bottom of the steps. And this nigga didn't have nowhere to go. Them the same scenarios that the Lord is gonna manifest to all you Americans outside this council, man. And that's gonna mess you people heads up. Because you ain't gonna be able to give up the ghost in that day. You people ain't gonna be able to give up the ghost, man. No, because the Lord is the Father of spirits, man. He gonna keep your spirit in your body. You ain't gonna be able to faint, none of that. You just gonna be frozen with fear. And the Lord gonna have it the way you gotta take that shit, you know? Because you Jakes chose to play around. You know, you dumbass Americans, you just swore up and down America was going to continue forever, you know. And the Lord's just going to upset all you people's plans. But this Sirach, Ecclesiastes 39:28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In a time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them, you see. And these spirits that are created for vengeance are concerning these death angels, you know? And these angels are created specifically for vengeance, for the time of vengeance, the time that we're in. And once they get the green light to carry out the Lord's decree, that appeases the Lord, and the angels are more than gladly to do it. You know? They do it with a smile on their face, man. It says fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word, you see? And remember, these things are created for the wicked. You know, these things are to punish the wicked. You know? And when they get that decree from the Lord, they're not going to transgress, man. They ain't finna transgress the commandment of the Lord, man. The Lord controls the spirits. You see? So evils are going to be mainly geared towards you wicked, you know, you wicked ass people out there, man. But as for the elect, This Job 5 in verse 21, it says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Exactly. So we're not going to be afraid of sudden fear. You see? Because the Lord's going to put a spirit on us to be able to endure these times. Lord willing, we are that number. And he's also going to make sure that the elect is well taken care of. It says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth. You see? We're going to have a spirit on us. You see? It's not like, it ain't like we just going to be able to, you know what I mean, do it on our own. Hell no. The Lord got to put a spirit on us, man. And we're not going to be afraid of the beast of the earth. You know? Like one of the brothers mentioned at camp Saturday, the Lord will have it to where, you know, we're going to give the commandment, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemal Washai. We're going to get a commandment to these animals to get on you people's asses, man. You see? It says, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. Exactly. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation, and shall not sin. Yeah, that's pretty much the point on that. But yeah. So the Lord's going to make sure the elect is well taken care of, man. So we don't have nothing to worry about. You see? These things were created for the wicked. That's why we ask the Lord to have mercy upon us, but to destroy you people outside this council. But Lord willing, that was edifying. I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the men who taught me this truth. Peace and blessings be to the hopeful elect, you men, women, and little ones that believe on the words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.